it's not about, you writing a song to try to get on radio. It's not always about that. It's about what you're going through. Hi, I'm Natalie Hemby, and I have written Heartache Medication by John Party, Miranda Lambert's Only Prettier, but today we're going to talk about Kacey Musgraves' Rainbow.
There's always been a rainbow.
I would describe the song as very hopeful and very simple. I don't know if that's how he really intended for it to be written, but it's a very honest song, if you will. It was written from a very honest place, and I think that's why a lot of people connect with it. We wrote the song a long time ago. We wrote it in 2013. Kacey came in and she actually brought her guitar. She had the title Rainbow, and we immediately jumped on the idea. And sometimes you can't ignore some of the struggles you're going through, and coincidentally enough, all three of us have been kind of going through a rough time at the same time. And that's kind of the way we wrote it. It's like, let go of the umbrella. It's finally over and it's time to move on. We were trying to write for her pageant material record. And even though I love that record, and that song did not go with that record. I remember one particular lyric that Shane threw out was, "If you could see what I see, you'd be blinded by the colors.
If you could see what I see, you'd be blinded by the colors."
And then he just spouted off red and yellow, orange, green, and a million different others. And I was just like, ooh. Because I really do feel like no matter who we are, if we're going through a tremendous amount of pain, happiness, whatever that looks like, I think we all do want to be seen for who we are at the moment. And I really loved that line.
Yellow, red, orange, and green, and at least a million others.
Honestly, it's one of my favorite songs I've ever been a part of. And that's because of the honesty behind it. Because it came from a real place, and I never get tired of singing it. It's so funny because Kacey and I have such different voices. I call myself Husky Hemby because I literally can sing all the male parts to any song. But her voice is so beautiful and has a higher register, and it's just such a clear tone.
'Cause the sky is finally opened, the rain and wind stop blowing.
When we wrote that song that day, it just, I don't know, it felt sort of like therapy, if you will. Like I needed to write a song like that. I hadn't written one in a while, So we wrote the song, we left it alone, didn't touch it. But then whenever Golden Hour came around, she was like, "I have this song I wrote a long time ago with Natalie and Shane," and she played it for Ian and Daniel, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, that's going on the record. That's got to go on the record." And I feel like it was such a nice finish to Golden Hour. I just could not be more proud to have it on there, And it just shows you that songs, they have their time and their place for things. And you know what? The song came out, but it has just lasted throughout this pandemic. I've seen so many people playing this song online through Instagram, TikToks, and staying at home, looking for that rainbow, if you will, the storm is over. So it's just been, you couldn't plan out something like that. That's what you dream of, right?